Welcome to the RPG After Years, your weekly show covering all things RPGs from the past, present, and future. This is episode 15, and I'm Scott.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Rich.
Today, we will be doing part 3 of our Final Fantasy VII Remake review. We'll be covering the last part of the story, which includes everything that happens at the Shinra Building, the escape from Midgar, and all that crazy twist shit that happens at the end. So look forward to that. But before we do that and jump back into the review, let's have our weekly catch up. So what have we been up to? We'll start with you, Jay.
Well, men, my two favorite boys. Not much. So I got another promotion at work, and this is more of an actual title promotion, not just a role promotion. Because
if anything's worth that, other than beating a game, it's something like that.
Thank you very much. So my responsibilities aren't changing at all. So previously, I was technically just like a mid-level software engineer that was doing the technical lead role, because the technical lead isn't an actual position at my company. It's just something like a group of responsibilities. And our performance reviews came around and they officially bumped me up to the senior software engineer, which
that's awesome, man.
The next level from that's like architect or something I don't necessarily want to do. But so that was really cool. But it also kind of motivated me to start trying to get some certifications in AWS, which is where most of my work does their web services. So I spent way too much time doing like hours and hours of coursework for that. So I prioritize that over video gaming. But I was able to fit in a little bit of Asperia, in which so it's been a while since I played it, long enough to where I don't remember where in the map I was at. So I just picked it up and started playing it and accidentally completely backtracked out of the forest to the beginning. And so I'm like, dang it. And I did accidentally save because I saw a save spot and I thought I was going the right way, but I wasn't. So I have to, I don't know, suck it up and backtrack all the way through, run away from everything.
Womp womp.
Yeah, but I also have played a little bit of Zestria, not too much more of that. I did start, and I am climbing up the wall to go all up in the Shinra Building in the 7 Classic.
So you got a healthy amount of that in a few hours, a couple hours. I forget how long it takes exactly.
And I actually am doing everything that I know to do. Usually whenever I play through 7, I just hightail it through it.
Nice.
But I have turned off random encounters, so I'm not playing it. I'm playing it for the story. I don't.
You haven't had any problems with the bosses without leveling up?
Not at all. I haven't even had to use the the other cheat codes that come with the Switch, where you can max out your health and stuff, or completely heal yourself and max
fill up your limit breaks.
Yeah, I haven't had to use that at all. So it's been peachy.
We'll see how that continues.
Yeah, I will.
My prediction is you'll eventually get to a boss you can't beat and then drop it.
My prediction is that I put it in 3 times speed and then grind.
Oh,
there you go.
Smart.
And then I also started a little bit of FF2. I downloaded that on my phone because it was like $3.
What made you decide to do that?
I just looked up Final Fantasy games on my iPhone. I was like, which one do I want to get? And 2 was really cheap and 1 sucks. So I went with 2.
Maybe that'll motivate me to actually finish 1 and start 2.
Oh, you should. I'm down with playing it and reviewing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this necessarily constitutes as me playing a game, but I did download a bunch of random games for Gracie on her DS, including like a Monster High School thing and like Nintendogs, and like this fashion style savvy game, and played a little bit with her to like help her get her bearings on it. And
I've heard that style savvy game is like surprisingly good, like for people that actually played it.
That's fun. That's funny. She doesn't necessarily like it because she can't read yet, and the Monster High School game actually has some voice acting, and so she's really into that one. I ended up letting her stay up until like 10:30 last night playing it, and she's probably downstairs playing it right now. She's into
What about Nintendogs? Did you see what that was like at all?
She likes it enough to go to it every now and then, I imagine.
Yeah,
but
I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't done another one of those in the past like 5 years or something.
Yeah, they were always a crazy hit, and I feel like they would be really good on the Switch. But the Switch does have touchscreen, right? Like I swear I've touched my screen and it did stuff.
It does. It's just like no developers ever actually utilize it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
A lot of people forget that it has it, including myself.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it for me.
Well, congrats on your promotion. As you know, I too, my title's like senior software consultant. But the way I got that was my boss was getting us new business cards, and he was like, "What do you want it to say?"
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about you, Rich? What you been doing, my man?
Well, I have played a little bit of Final Fantasy Adventure, which has sparked a few people to pick that thing up. We jumped a little ahead on the list in the golden years. Oops.
Everybody got excited about that in the Discord for some reason.
I don't know why. I was like, you know what? I just want to try a mana game. So I was just popped it up. I know it was on the list, but I was like, I'll try
Everybody was like, roll up their sleeves. Well, let's do this.
Is it any good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a Game Boy game, and I'm halfway done with it. I mean, it's not challenging. It's not overly complicated.
And it was
actually. What are you playing it on?
Switch.
In the Mana collection, right? Because it was actually a Mana game, and they just retitled it for America.
Yep. So Jay, there you go.
I'm interested.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Is it like a buttload of money if I go and buy that collection of Mana?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. It's probably like $30, if that.
I think it is cheaper than a full price.
My pearls.
I think so.
You just got a promotion.
You can afford that.
Hey, something about rich people being frugal.
Yeah, tell them about that. But you're rich in video games.
Yeah,
if you buy those.
Good point.
So, but anyways, played that, and then I went to FF1.
You're kidding.
Again. I did. I know. I'm trying to fit. Like, okay.
Oh wait, you started over again.
I did because I don't know where the fuck I am in that game. So I just like, you know what? Just fine. Screw it. I'll start over. It's not that bad.
The second time you've restarted it? I thought so.
Eventually I'll get through it. But I did the mage has gone wild. I picked the red mage, 2 white mages, and a black mage. I named it after all of us.
I think you could probably beat the game with that setup.
I should be able to.
It's not going to be as easy as like having a.
Hold on. Which one am I?
Hang on. I'll find out. I think I put you as a black mage, Jay.
Okay.
I think
that's right. As long as I'm not the white mage.
I think I did. I could be wrong. Hang on. You're the black mage. Scott is a white mage. Bill's a white mage. I'm a red mage.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the Mages Gone Wild, I would have said you should have done it like our album art, because each one of us is one of those silhouettes. Yeah. But
well, and then my plan is, if I can beat this one, I can go in and play FF2 with you guys.
That'd be fun. Maybe that could be our next like big official.
I bet we could all beat it within like a week. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty short game if I remember correctly.
I've never played it. I mean, I know the plot and everything, but
Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what it is basically.
So there's that, and then I've picked up 14 again, Final Fantasy 14.
I feel like you pick it up every week.
I know. I don't know why. I just logged in and played it.
He cancels his subscription for 1 week at a time, and then
to be fair, like a month. And I got the itch, and I was like, I'm gonna go play that a little bit. So it's kind of mind numbing. I'm still in the very beginning of the game, of the first expansion, so I don't know what. It's so boring.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get to the second part of the second expansion at some point. before I cancel my subscription again.
You mean the first expansion?
Yeah, the first expansion.
One of these days I'll play it, hopefully before they completely take down the servers. But
I mean, they're still running 11, so
I have two things that I have to buy before I can do that: a decent gaming computer and a chair to go in front of my desk that isn't like a $50 Walmart chair.
Yeah.
I just have a laptop. I just go on my couch with this thing. It works out pretty well.
I feel like I'm pretty sure my Mac would like just burn holes into whatever. It cannot handle video game anything.
Probably. But that's all I've done. What about you, Scott?
I really need to get some kind of better desk setup too. Like, I kind of like by the time I finish these podcasts, my back is like killing because I'm like hunched forward into the mic and
autonomous, like the autonomous desks. Just forfeit a handful of hundreds of dollars and buy one of these. I have the home edition, and it's really solid. It's a standing one, automatic. Or press a button and it lifts up. And
I'm going to ask you more about that after that because I'm like in the market for a new desk, kind of.
Well, sir, I'm about to go send you a link.
Cool. I actually did look into fit desks this week, which is like it's like a desk, but it has like bike pedals attached to it. So it's like burn calories kind of passively while you're working or whatever. But they were like $500, and Corey talked me out of it. He's like, you don't know how much longer the quarantine's going to be. And then I was like, well, but I'll have it for when I get a remote job. And he was like, they might have a better fit desk by then. So he talked me out of it.
I just sent you a link. It's the Smart Desk 2 home office. I have the white one, but it's solid. It's super good.
I'll look into that. Thanks. As for what I've been playing, more Ring Fit Adventure. Still doing that twice a week, as always. I beat World 14. No, I'm either in World 14 or I beat World 14. It's the Foggy World.
Do you have a physical copy of that?
Yes.
You should go sell it for $1,400.
Is that really
a huge profit?
Really? It's going for that much?
I'm pretty sure it's people trolling, but like physical copies of that game with the little fit wheel thing is ridiculous right now.
Even used?
Everywhere I have searched has been like marked up tenfold, and I will not buy it. Wow. It's cheaper to buy it digitally and then buy the fit ring thing separately.
I might actually look into that. I really do love Ring Fit Adventure, but for $1,400, I think I can go back to my runs. I also been playing Animal Crossing. I made like 6 million bells off turnips this week, so that was awesome. But I'm actually like kind of running out of things to do that are interesting for now anyway. So I'm finally starting to get burned out on it. So I don't know if I'm going to be playing that daily for too much longer. But I mean, I got the achievement for playing for 50 days yesterday. So I'd say that I got my entertainment value out of it. Yeah. We played some more Persona 5 Royal. Last night we got into Mementos for the first time. And sort of explored that a little bit. We haven't got like the next big target yet, but
I feel like Mementos is a weird place. I didn't really like the gameplay in there.
Yeah,
to like drive around the bus.
Mm-hmm. I heard. I've actually heard before that a lot of people don't enjoy Mementos. It's kind of ugly and like nothing really happens there. But for the first time, I didn't hate it. But I suspect that it's going to make you go back there all the time. So,
yes. You remember my buddy Andrew?
Yes.
He is really into Persona 5. Like he's beaten it 3 times, and he's playing through it again right now. Wow. And he's on his second playthrough of the this Royal Edition. Is that and he was telling me that they added a whole new section of Mementos and added a new palace and all the crap that they've added.
I knew there was a new palace, but I didn't know about the Mementos expansion. But from what I've heard, a lot of people thought it was already big enough.
Yeah.
And then also been continuing my hard mode playthrough of 7 Remake. We finished chapter 9, the Wall Market chapter, was the last place we did. I was really disappointed though because I got the same dress for Aerith again, which means I'm going to have to replay chapter 5 another time to get that trophy, which will mean I'll have played through chapter 5 4 times to get that trophy, which that kind of sucks. I kind of wish that wasn't even a trophy, but I almost quit again. The Hill House kicked my ass. I could not beat him. I had to like solicit strategies from people on Twitter before I finally got it.
Did you throw a bio on it or poison?
That was what I finally ended up doing. That it helped a lot. I think it was who was it? I think it was Abrac. He told me that use poison on it, put fire elemental in your armor. If you use any spells on it, use the level 1 spell because you're not trying to do damage with your spells. You're just trying to stagger it, exploit that changing weakness. There was probably a couple other things, but like even after he told me that, I had to go a couple more times because I wasn't thinking about how you can't recover MP in the Coliseum. And once you're in the Coliseum, you're kind of stuck there. So that sucked. I was getting really mad. But in the end, I overcame, I conquered. But yeah, that's been about it for what we are playing. Any other updates you guys want to put out there before we move on?
Nope, still surviving the lockdown. But I think Rich, you're all your state's opening up, right?
Yep, we're done. We're opened up.
You're done in more than one ways, but yes.
Yeah, we're opened up. Restaurants will get back to normal to an extent of 10 people or maybe a little bit more. It was a little surprising to see, like I went to my gym and my gym only has like 8 or 9 people at a time, usually, maybe less. It's right next to a Mexican restaurant. So when I went there on Tuesday, oh my God, the Mexican restaurant was packed.
Oh my God.
With people.
They're not even doing like, because I think we've started to open back up too, but there's still some like social distancing rules.
Oh, I'm sure there's supposed to be. Yeah, they're supposed to be. But come on, Cinco de Mayo, it's the biggest holiday. People will risk it for booze.
Yeah.
And salsa.
We had tacos and tequila on Cinco de Mayo at home. So it was nice.
Yeah.
I did go get a haircut Friday.
You are part of the problem.
Well, listen, I texted her because I knew she didn't want to open back up as soon as she did, but she was like, well, I got to keep my business afloat. She wore a mask. They're requiring people to wear masks. They don't let you bring any of your family in, and they like make you wash your hands when you get in there. And she, like, between clients, like cleans everything in her little salon. So I felt like that was okay.
Yeah. Overall, I'm pretty okay with everything opening up as long as people are being safe and following guidelines. Like, don't be disgusting creatures. Clean up.
And my sideburns were starting to look more like mutton chops, so it was desperately needed.
Nope. You should grow those. Just grow it out.
So?
You should only grow those.
Oh, okay.
Cut everything else.
That would be amazing, I think. Anyway, let's move on here. Okay, save state of the podcast. Rich, why don't you tell us about the Patreon?
Yeah, definitely. So Patreon, we still have that awesome Patreon out there. You get early access to episodes ad-free. You can participate in live video versions, which we are doing right now. Right?
We're live.
I think we're live. Yes.
Yep.
Aftercast, and which is where we go through and pick a topic that's really near and dear to our hearts and just have a big old conversation about it. Extra reviews and more.
And speaking of more, we don't talk about this every week, but there are some long-term benefits. If you are in the $10 or higher tiers and have been doing that for at least 3 months, there are some special benefits you get. So you could be a co-host on one of our episodes. We also send out an annual physical gift. It's different every year, but once we're ready for that, we'll reveal what that is. You have the option to haste a game, which basically means make Bill and Rich play a list game, a Golden Years list game sooner than they would have otherwise. And then if you're on our highest tier, the $25 Super Boss tier, there's a benefit called Bill and Rich's Infinite Playlist, which basically means you can make them play any game you want. It doesn't have to be on the list. There's also Hasteska, which means you can, advance a list game twice a year rather than just once. And then there's also Scott and Jay Go Gold, which means you can force Jay and I to join Bill and Rich on a list game.
Love it.
So I think we only have one person who has qualified for this so far, and I bet you guys can guess who that person is.
The goddess.
But we have one or two other people that are on the way there. So, so thanks, Disa, for your patronage, and I'll be in touch with you to let you know what we need from you. And there is one more thing we got to do. It's time for another monthly raffle.
Woohoo!
Woo!
And I am very unprepared for that, so I'm probably going to cut this part out, but let me get that ready.
You should leave it. Just leave it. Let them know.
Leave everything.
Uncut, uncensored.
Our patrons are Disa, RPGs and Death Metal,
Rich.
I don't count.
Corey.
Yeah. Let me look at the list here.
If I were a patron, I would expect myself to count. I'm just throwing that out there.
Let's see here.
But we have 8 patrons. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, 7 if you take me out, or 6 if Corey is taken out of that too.
You guys remember what tier you unlocked the monthly raffle?
Yeah, hang on. I got it right here. I'm pulling it up right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That would be the party member tier, $5.
All right.
You guys remember that time I won all those raffles on Nude Clan?
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was a good time.
Okay.
I haven't listened to an episode of that show in over a year.
Oh yeah.
Neither have I.
I
feel bad.
I
I feel bad though.
I don't feel bad.
Okay.
And then there's Give Me Persona 4 or Give Me Place on Gems podcast. Okay. Ready for the monthly raffle, fellas?
Do it.
Drum roll. It is Brody. So thank you very much, Brody, for your patronage, and I will be in contact with you to see what you would like us to send you. Monthly raffle winners have the option between like a $10 gift card or show merch, swag. So yeah, once again, thanks. And one more reminder, you want to cover the material lockdown, Jay?
Oh, yes. So we all know Final Fantasy VII is kind of a hot topic right now. We got the remake with the nice looking graphics and the fun gameplay and the good English translations. But let's not forget where it started, guys. The material lockdown is going on right now. That is a nice little kind of a meta layer that video game that we throw on top of Final Fantasy VII, where basically you are restricted to specific materia for specific characters. We have a Twitter bot involved. We have a cool looking website thanks to Mr. Scott here. But you can that is going until what? I don't know. We should
June
start
2nd.
putting dates.
June 2nd. Yeah.
June 2nd. So there is still time. Final Fantasy VII is a pretty short game for the most part. So go ahead, go to materiallockdown.com for more information and sign up and play along with those that are playing.
Could you imagine if you were doing a lockdown with your no random encounters challenge? I think that would probably be impossible.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I don't know. I think
maybe.
Can you use the other cheats, or is it just no random encounter?
No cheats. Anyway, let's head on to the news. All right, a lot happened this week, so well, sort of. Let's hunker down. If I get the drop ready in time.
Hear ye, gather round for all your news. Stop your clatter and listen close. Alas, you won't believe your ears. Listen close for the news.
All right, so the main thing that happened this week is the Summer Games Fest done by Jeff Keighley. That kicked off with the Inside Xbox show, which is basically sort of like it was sort of like an E3 conference almost from Xbox. But the main thing is they revealed some of the Xbox Series X games and gameplay for the first time, basically. So there was a couple things relevant to RPGs here. So we'll let the main thing everybody was excited about was Assassin's Creed. So I'll let Jay talk about that a little bit.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay trailer. So I'm going to start off by saying I am not overly impressed by this trailer, and I don't know why people were kind of freaking out about this. So at this this reveal, it was a very short clip where we saw some in-game footage of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it looked like it was still just cutscenes, in which case I'm not quite sure how this was a reveal to any kind of next-gen technology. But
yeah, I saw a lot of people saying like somebody needs to. Apparently, Microsoft is redefining what gameplay footage means.
yeah, so with the release of the footage, they were saying how the devs were saying how they're excited for the next gen consoles because it is improving on the ability to have higher performance with open world or larger assets. And I'm just not seeing it in this trailer. It just looks like a PlayStation 4 or this current gen game trailer with cutscenes. And I also saw something similar that was for another game where this is where they were like, oh, the Xbox 360 or Xbox, the Sexbox, whatever, has like this crazy good hard drive that can render like asset load in the blink of an eye. But it was showcasing that with a CGI cutscene, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna believe any of this.
Yeah,
so far I haven't seen anything that impresses me about any of the next gen stuff.
well, the main thing with these new systems is like what the solid state drive that's supposed to supposedly eliminate loading.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. I agree with you. I don't think any of the games like load very much better than games that we already have on our current consoles. But to be honest, I wasn't really expecting them to, based on what I've heard. And I think just in general, this next gen, these consoles, a lot of people are not like super excited about it compared to usual. I think Sony and Microsoft has sort of done a shit job of hyping it up this time, which is weird.
Yeah, I also don't think I feel like the ceiling isn't that high for console gaming or just gaming in general. I don't know. I feel like we are so close to the peak, and
Yeah.
I just don't see, like, the past 10 years have been a pretty crazy advancement, but I just don't see that continuing.
Right. There was one guy who was one of the presenters for the stream, and in the background he had a large black refrigerator, and it had like the Xbox symbol decal on it, so it looked like just a giant Series X. And I was like, "Is that the actual size?"
Yep, it will be.
So, yeah, that's it for Assassin's Creed. But another game that was revealed relevant to RPGs during this conference was Scarlet Nexus. And as soon as Corey and I watched this, we were both like, that's just Astral Chain. It looks almost exactly like the same art style. It's a very anime, like futuristic, weird demon monsters you're fighting. Of course, it's on a more powerful system, so it does look a lot better than Astral Chain did.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Who knows whether we were seeing gameplay of it or not. But it's by Bandai Namco America, and apparently the theme song will be by the Japanese band the Oral Cigarettes. What other
Okay.
kinds of cigarettes are there? Maybe I don't want to know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
They're
Did you
butt
guys-
cigarettes.
Did you guys watch the trailer for this?
I have not, but I'm looking at the screenshots and it looks like a pretty fun game. I'll probably play it.
Yeah, Astral Chain was pretty good overall. So I think as long as this gets good reviews, and I'll probably pick it up. Well, I don't know if it's exclusive or not. I don't think I'm going to be getting a Series X for a long time, if ever. But we'll see.
So I like how the gameplay looks pretty smooth. One thing I don't necessarily like about some JRPGs is that the gameplay just isn't smooth.
Yeah, it's true. Real quick before I forget, pretty much every game that they showed, they confirmed will have smart delivery, which is basically their hype phrase for if you buy it on the Xbox One, then you can get the Series X version when and if you pick up a Series X. So that's really cool, and I think that's a really awesome move on Microsoft's part. Sony has not confirmed anything like that, but I feel like that's going to put a lot of pressure on them to do so.
Yeah.
Of course,
Come on.
Sony loves their money, so who knows? Anyway, that's about it relevant to RPGs from the Inside Xbox conference. My most exciting game that I saw there was called Medium. It's a horror game that looked like really good graphics. It's from the same people that did Layers of Fear and Blair Witch, which I also enjoyed. I love horror games, so that's the one I'm going to be keeping the closest eye on.
So, Rich, I have a question. Have you ever created a character in Skyrim or